Hey, good morning guys. I'm the Tech Prepper. Hope you're all doing well. Another quick video before work. Yesterday I was at Sportsman's Warehouse picking up some 9mm and I found a new stove, at least it was new to me. And the reason why I was intrigued was its price point. It was like 12 bucks, I think, with the fuel. And I love nothing more than trail running and hiking and having a cup of coffee. So typically when I go out for my runs and my backpacks on the weekend, this is my typical setup. It is a mix of butane propane mix. Sometimes I'll go with the smaller cans, but these ones are cheaper at Walmart. I have a really old stove. This is actually from, I believe, the late 80s or early 90s. I've had this forever. And then I always bring with me a canteen, typically stainless steel. In this case, I just have the plastic one here. And then I always bring a nesting cup so that I can boil water for a variety of applications. So this all works great. The one thing I don't like about this setup is carrying the fuel because it is combustible. And I'm also limited on how many burns I can do. So let's put this stuff away. And now we have transitioned to this smaller kit. And the piece that I want to talk about is everything that is in this nesting cup. I found this little pocket stove. It's from a German company called Esbit. And I believe they were started in the mid 1930s. And what I like about this is that it uses solid fuel tabs. And this stove in particular has a couple of different settings. So we can open it up. So in this configuration, you can put a large pot, or in the case of just doing a single serve hot beverage like a coffee or tea, it's got some notches so that you can lock it into place and set the nesting cup right on top. Now what I like about it is that there's also enough room on the inside for me to carry a couple of the dry fuel tabs. And I just have two in here. The tabs are actually very inexpensive, especially when you buy them in bulk. I think this is going to be a lot cheaper than the butane propane mix. I haven't done the math, but I want to say it's at least 50 cents for these, probably closer to like 60 cents per lighting, or per cube. And then I can also fit a lighter. So we're in the garage today. I've got my wool blanket here. So hopefully we don't start a fire. I've got a fire extinguisher behind me. Before we get into lighting that stuff, a couple of items I keep in my nesting cup for coffee are a couple of single serve of Via Starbucks instant coffee packets. While it's not required, this little Coleman, it looks like a Swiss Army knife, but it has a little fork, a little spoon, and then you can disconnect it and use them separately. Even has a traditional Swiss Army knife or Victorinox style knife, and then it also has a can opener. So these are one of the little cheapies that you find at the end cap at Walmart or like Sportsman's Warehouse. I've had it in here forever. I'll see if I can find a link for you guys if you're interested. And then I also carry a sponge from the kitchen that I couldn't have just for sanitation and cleaning. And then must have are the hot lips. And the cool thing about the hot lips is that you can, while this is titanium or stainless steel, whatever you want to put, you can drink this immediately so long as the ends aren't hot. So you can put this directly to your mouth. So with that said, let's go ahead and see how this works. So for this nesting cup, which is a little bit small, all we're going to do is go ahead and close it down to that smaller position. And bear in mind, I've never done this before. This is the first time I'm doing it with you guys. All right, enough of this nonsense. Now these smell like fish. I don't know why or what the physics is about, but these things smell terrible. So we just drop this guy here, and then hopefully we just get the lighter going. Well, this is taking a while to catch. I was thinking I could probably do it with the the ferro rod. Let me get some gloves because the there we go, we're finally lit here. All right, let's make some coffee and we'll even time this guy. Actually, if you guys don't mind, let me take a picture for the Instagram machine. Good thing I have the gloves out too. All right, and now the next thing we're gonna do is just time this guy, and we'll start it now. So while that's going, I'm not gonna keep you guys the full time, I'll stop the video. Just a few words on the stuff that I like to carry when I go camping or hiking, even for the day. So the Starbucks Via instant packets are nice. You can get these in bulk and pay a lot less for them. I think we just get them from Costco. In the evenings, I have moved away from the dried meals and I just go with simple ramen packets. They're super cheap. I mean, they're a fraction of the cost. I think like a single serve meal of the freeze-dried stuff, while they're great and have a 25-year shelf life, they're like $8 and sometimes $10. These things are less than $1. I always carry all of my food for the day in Ziploc freezer bags. And just a few items in here, but really the only one that is of significance is I typically just stick to instant oatmeal. So all my meals really just require hot water, so I can do coffee, oatmeal, and the ramen in the evening. And then throughout the day, just your typical snacks like single serve beef jerky packets. I get these from Costco in the big bags, or my wife does, I don't shop. And then just some mixed nuts and stuff like that for the day to keep your energy levels up. So I'm going to pause this and I'll let you know where we basically get to a boil and the coffee's ready. And heck, I might even do another test to see if I can do a second cup using this guy for my oatmeal. All right, guys, so we're at 4 minutes and 48 seconds and we're at a nice boil here. I'm gonna let this run to see how long I can get out of runtime. So while that's going, I'm gonna go ahead and start a second cup of water for my oatmeal this morning. So that is coffee success already, I would say. And that is hot. So make sure you guys have a pair of like leather gloves would probably be the best, but even these fabric gloves work pretty well. One thing to note, I have, actually hold on, let me make my coffee first. I haven't had a cup yet. And you know what? Sometimes we don't have a Gucci spoon, so all I do is go ahead and take my knife and give it a good swirl. But we could use that little Coleman spoon I had there. And one thing to note, I don't know if that'll come in camera, I actually burned my hot lip a little bit. The thing I noticed is you probably don't want anything flammable on the front and back because the flames tend to go up to the side and caught it. You may want to position the hot lip on either side if you want to put them on first, or I think what I'm going to do is just put them on afterwards. All right, guys, so that's not bad. 4 minutes and 45 seconds, we'll call it 5 minutes for a hot cup of coffee and something that completely fits nested in this 8-ounce titanium cup, along with the fuel, the coffee, and everything I need. So I think this is an improvement, especially for the trail runs. So let me have a sip. All right, so that's pretty good. And I'll pause the video again just so we can see if we have enough fuel to actually do the second serving, which would be our hot meal, in this case oatmeal, but then it will also apply to doing something like a freeze-dried meal or the ghetto college student top ramen. All right, guys, we just came up on 12 minutes and the water has not come to a complete boil and the fuel is pretty much done. So I think in hindsight, what I would probably do if I had these 2 cups, I would probably do my first boil and top it off on this larger one and then decant it into this cup here for coffee, and then what's left, use that for the oatmeal. So the runtime is about 10 minutes. Maybe 12 tops, but I've noticed that the flame is not very usable, and now it's actually completely done at 12:32. But still hot. We probably need to use the gloves. Anyways, guys, I'm the Tech Prepper. Be strong, be safe, and be prepared. Oh, the reason why I'm doing these shorter videos right now before work is I have a video that's taking me a little bit longer to produce. It's on the Chameleon lightweight end-fed sloper, and it is a multi-band antenna. And yeah, Chameleon did send it to me, but I'm gonna do my thing and do an honest review. All right, cheers, guys.